Hello everyone, welcome back to RR Corporates, and we have other channel, RR Legal Talks. Today we dive into super impact topic, social impact assessors. Earlier we used to call social auditors. So there is a exam by NISM. So now we are going to discuss 50 important FAQ on social impact assessors. So I will explain 50 crucial frequently asked questions that will help you to prepare perfectly for the exam and also understand how the social stock exchange works in India. Not only for exam, this we can understand the social stock exchange. So what is the social impact assessor? Social auditor earlier used to come. So social impact assessor is a certified professional who evaluate the social outcomes and impact of the social enterprises. Social enterprises, that is NGOs, for-profit and non-profit organizations, and interventions ensuring compliance with SEBI and Social Stock Exchange, SSE, Social Stock Exchange norms. So what is the Social Stock Exchange? SSE is Social Stock Exchange. So it is a platform regulated by SEBI where social enterprises, both for-profit and non-profit, those including NGOs, non-governmental organizations. So there is certain criteria to register on social stock exchange. Now we are going to discuss. So they raise funds from the public through social impact bonds, donations, and equity instruments. What are the eligibility criteria for social enterprise to list on stock exchange? So you must have a primary of social intent, target undervalued, underserved populations, and work in activities such as education, healthcare, poverty, gender equality, etc., as specified under SEBI ICDR regulations. So what are the sustainable development goals? SDGs. Sustainable development goals. There are 17. SDGs are a United Nations blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future by 2030. Covering areas like poverty, health, education, gender equality, and climate action. So what legal forms can a non-profit social enterprise can take in India? So trust registered under Indian Trust Act 1882, Societies Registration Act 1860, or Section 8 company registered under Companies Act 2013. So these are the legal forms structure, trust to society, Section 8 company. So what is the logic? What is the logic model in social impact assessment? The flow. First, it will start with inputs, then activities, then outputs, then outcomes, and finally impact for social intervention. This is the flow. Input, activity, output, outcome, and impact. I will explain one by one. What is the SEBI ICDR regulation related to social stock exchange? SEBI ICDR regulations defines the eligibility, disclosure norms, and fundraising structure of entities listed on social stock exchange. What disclosures are mandatory for social impact assessors under SEBI regulations? So impact reporting disclosures as per SEBI ICDR and LODR regulations, including intended impact, achieved outcomes, methodologies, and limitations. What is impact reporting? So impact reporting measures and communicates the change, social change resulting from a project or organization activities, whether NGO or trust or Section 8 company. So how many type of stakeholders in the social sector ecosystem? See, primarily internal and external stakeholders, and then direct and indirect stakeholders. So what is the role of SEBI in regulating social impact assessments? SEBI sets the regulatory framework for social stock exchange, ensuring transparency, accountability, and credibility in the social impact reporting. So what penalties are prescribed under SEBI Act for non-compliance? SEBI may impose monetary penalties, debarment from raising funds, or suspension, cancellation of listing. What is the social impact assessment? SIAs. It is a benchmark for conducting social impact assessments, covering principles, procedures, and evidence collection. What is the difference between output and outcome? And finally, impact. There is a difference. See, output, it is a direct results. What is the result? Example, like number of beneficiaries are trained with this activity. So that is called output. Output is a direct result. Outcome is a short-term change, like improved skills. The outcome is skills are improving. What is the impact? Impact always is long-term change, better livelihoods. That is the impact. So this is the difference between outcome, and impact. So name 3 key international standards relevant to social development. There are international standards like UN Global Compact. This is the international standard. OECD guidelines for multinational enterprises. International standard. Global Reporting Initiative. GRI. Global Reporting Initiative. International standard. So UN Global Compact, OECD guidelines, Global Reporting Initiative. These are all international standards. What is the role of field research agency in social impact assessment? This field research agency supports data collection, survey, focus groups, and validation exercises during the assessment. So what are the components of logical framework analysis, LFA? The components are like inputs, then activity, then output, then outcome, and impact. This is the flow. What is the Darpan portal? The platform by Niti Aayog, where NGO must register to receive government grants. What is the significance of accredited investors in social stock exchange? They have financial expertise. So accredited investors are recognized to invest in the social enterprise listed on social stock exchange. In the context of SSE, we are talking. So considering their financial expertise. So what are the minimum listing requirements for MPOs and SSE? There is a criteria as per ICDR regulations. Track record of minimum 3 years, audited financial statements, minimum fundraising thresholds, etc. So what are the impact assessment engagements? So because these are all formal engagements undertaken by assessors. So to evaluate the impact of social intervention. Who are qualified institutional buyers, QIBs, like banks, insurance companies, mutual funds, who invest large sums and have specialized expertise. These are all QIBs, qualified institutional buyers. Define the concept of social intent. Social intent refers to an organization's fundamental purpose to create positive social impact over generating profits. What are the challenges faced in social impact assessment? There are many challenges because attribution, measuring intangible outcomes, these are not tangible, intangible. So impact is intangible. Data reliability and bias in self-reported achievements. So these are the challenges. So what is meant by financial sustainability in social enterprises? The ability to generate sufficient revenues. Even for doing service, revenue is required. Attract continuous funding to support social initiatives. What are the functions? Market infrastructure institutions. So market infrastructure institutions, they manage trading, stock exchanges, clearing and settlement, clearing corporations, custody of securities, depositories. How is social impact verified? How it is verified? Through evidence collection like surveys, interviews, documentation, review, and third-party validation. These are all social impact verification. What is the social intervention? Programs or projects aimed at delivering social benefits like healthcare access, education, or livelihood support. These are all examples. Who governs Section 8 companies? Section 8 company registered under Companies Act 2013 and ROC under Ministry of Corporate Affairs. ROC governs the Section 8 companies, MCA, Ministry of Corporate Affairs. What is the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, PMLA, relevance in social stock exchange? Because it ensures that funds raised on SSE platforms are not misused for money laundering activities. What is the importance of technology? Technology enables remote surveys, data analysis, AI-based impact measurement, and digital reporting. This is required in SIA, Social Impact Assessment. What is the primary purpose of social impact bonds, SIBs? To attract investment for public social programs with outcome-based payments. We just discussed, no? So social stock exchange, we can raise funds through social impact bonds. So to attract private investments for public social programs with outcome-based payments. So what are the minimum numbers required? Form a trust. 2 members can form, 2 trustees are required. So what does SIAS 500 deal with? This is the environmental sustainability, climate change mitigation, and wildlife conservation. What are the aspirational districts in India? There are 112 districts identified by Niti Aayog, needing development focusing health, education, infrastructure, and livelihoods. 112 districts are identified by Niti Aayog. These are all aspirational districts. What is the theory of change? Theory of change explains how and why desired change is expected to happen in particular context. How and why. So what is the KYC registration agency, KRA? So it centralizes and manages investors' KYC documentation for financial transactions. So what are the 3 dimensions of sustainability? Economic, environmental, and social. 3 dimensions for sustainability: economic, environmental, and social. Define impact measurement. A systematic assessment of positive and negative changes, both caused by a project directly or indirectly. This is the impact measurement. What is the logical framework matrix, LFM? A visual representation showing project objective, indicators, means of verification, and assumptions. What is social equity? Fairness and justice in the distribution of benefits burden in society. What is an output indicator? Metrics measuring immediate deliverables from project activities. That is called output indicator. Define financial inclusion. Financial inclusion, ensuring access to affordable financial services to the disadvantaged and low income groups. What is case-based question in the exam? Social Impact Assessor Certified exams, they will be given a real world social impact situation will be given. You have to apply, understand, and give answers. Our social sector inequalities measured using indices like Human Development Index, that is HDI, and Gender Gap Index, and poverty rates. These are all the sectors. These are all the ways to measure social sector inequalities. What are the stages of social impact assessment? It is scoping, baseline studies, impact prediction, and mitigation planning. Finally, monitoring. These are the stages. What is the role of volunteers in social enterprises? So they contribute skill, time, and resources without remuneration to support social mission. What are the CSR obligations under Companies Act 2013, Section 135, Schedule 7 of Companies Act 2013? So meeting certain thresholds, see companies which meet certain thresholds must spend 2% of their net profits on CSR activities. How often must social enterprises report to social stock exchange? So that is as per prescribed reporting timelines. It is given in ICDR regulations. That is today's video to understand what is social stock exchange, and even students and any professionals who wish to prepare for exam. 50 FAQs are given. It's a clear roadmap for exam 2025. And these are a few examples and a strong understanding of social impact assessment. So if you found this video helpful, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, RR Corporates, and other channel, RR Legal Talks. Comment below if you want me to cover sample cases, any case studies. Stay tuned for more practical exam tips and real-world professional guidance. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing. Thank you.